Let's check audio. It's back? Okay. So I think I figured it out. We had a problem last week, and I think it was this cord. So I might have to get something. I'm really trying to hold it in. Okay. So let me go do again. Hello, Lego, Luca. Hello, Anton. Hello, Owen. Pato Gamer. And okay, bye bye, Spice. My cat went away. Super Lopsy. Hello. And okay, I think we've resolved these. It is good. It's back. There we go. Hi again. And Gig Gug Hi. It's working now. Do you remember me? Maybe. Did you have a different name? Do you have the same name? Hi, Anton. Let's see. Who is that cat? It's Spice. It's my cat. It's my kitten, actually. She is 5-6 months old. So we had a litter of kittens in June, I think it was. Late June. And so we kept a couple of them. But the rest we had to find homes for. With Hasbro seemingly not doing Fortnite figures anymore, do you think Jazzwares will be able to make the Legendary Series figures again? Yes and no. Yes, I think they could eventually, but I think currently Hasbro still has the license to make them. And I think I'm gonna make a conspiracy video. I don't know if I should for everyone who's here. I think there's 10 of you. It looks like 10 of you are here. For you, the 10 of you that are here, tell me, should I do a conspiracy video or a conspiracy live stream? So, I have some thoughts and I have some ideas, but so I think Jazzwares could make the Legendary Series again in the future, which just in just a moment I'll do this, but I think currently Hasbro has the license. Let's see, they got the license. It is 2023. I think they got the license for 2022, and it's probably 4 or 5 years. So that means till 2026 or 2027 is my guess. Unfortunately, but I have a conspiracy. Hi, dirt bikers are garbage. Those are fighting words, not with me, but somebody. Hello, Megumi. And what's its name? Her name is Spice. I love kittens. We have a family of cat. I mean, we love cats here, so we might be able to, but maybe off stream we'll see. Oh, and yes, and Angel on YouTube, yes, and Super Lopsy. What's everyone saying yes for? Did I miss something? Oh, I see. You're answering my do a conspiracy video. Okay. I would say a video more people might see it. That's a good point, and I could totally properly clickbait it. Legendary Series is the same as Master is the same. Nope. Master Grade is 4-inch figures. That's the small guys. Legendary Series are the big 6-inch figures. So they are different. Just a little bit different. Anyway, so real quick, I want to point out Drift here, who you just saw. I'm trying to get him kind of assembled. And there's a reason why I've got Drift here. Who all saw my last video about the OG action figures based out of Season 5. Hey, what do you know about the Vibing Whiplash toy? I'll answer that in just a moment. So anyway, here we have, there we go, 6-inch Legendary Series Drift from Jazzwares. And the reason why I have him here is because this figure was actually at the beginning of my last video, but somehow got set off to the side, and I forgot to showcase him. So I'm just kind of showing it off here again real quick. So anyone who missed it can see it. It's a pretty nice figure. The coat is pretty soft and rubbery. I like that. It's the only thing that I don't like about the... Well, I shouldn't say the only thing. There's a couple things, but one thing I don't like is how they molded the coat in one piece. So his arms pretty much only go up like that far. He doesn't even have a 90-degree angle for this. And the second thing I don't like is the thing that I've mentioned probably in countless videos. If you're new to the channel, then you don't know. But as you see, the accessories just fell out. It's these horrible little finger joints right there. It's a Toy Biz thing from what I understand. And so and I have to, let's make sure the audio is still playing. There we go. Got to give him a little bit of props for that, because you can still have a really neat looking drift figure when the coat's off. Sometimes when you take coats off, they'll have parts of the coat still on the arms, and it doesn't always look so great. So I think this figure looks great. I'm just a little disappointed at the restriction in the range of motion because of these sleeves. So anyway, there is a little bit of drift love right there for anyone who noticed that I forgot drift in the last video. And because there was a comment that pointed it out to me. And on a side note, yes, there was a drift from McFarlane, and I did forget to mention him, but I also don't have him, and that's probably why. I need to find that figure. I almost have everything Fortnite from McFarlane. I think it's 7 or 9 items that I still don't have. All right, so backing up here, what do I know about the Vibe and Whiplash toy? I know that it exists somewhere in the world. It exists on some Chinese website in some people's homes and some people's warehouses, probably a lot in the warehouses. For release, I don't know anything. It's not been released. It comes with a snap figure, which I'm really excited. I don't have any snaps, and I hope we get snaps really soon, because when snap was first introduced into the game, I pegged it. I was like, this is going to be the perfect thing for an action figure. Now, what I have heard, and this is just a little side note, is that unfortunately, you know, if you've played the game, if you have snap in your locker, what's really cool is you can swap out the heads. He's got like what, like an armored head, a toothbrush head, and then there's a few other things. Like you have a Cuddle Team Leader head, you have a tomato head, a Beef Boss head. And I was thinking, wouldn't that be really cool to get those heads and be able to put those on snap and just kind of add stuff? Someone told me that the peg is not the right size, and what is it? I think you have to trim out the inside of the head. I think the ball joint is too big for that head to fit on, so you just have to trim out that. So, but when's it coming out? I got no idea. Yeah, it stinks. I wish this stuff would start releasing, because we've known about that for quite a while. What was the new Master Grade figures that are coming soon again? I somehow forgot. There are no current Master Grade unknowns, I think. The last 3, the Series 3, Cube Queen, Mecha Team Commander, I think is the name, and the Origin. Those are the last 3. They should be Walmart, I think, if you're lucky. Although all my Walmarts don't have them anymore. They like showed up and they went away. So hang on here just a second. Uh-oh, you muted your microphone. Well, I unmuted it, but can you still hear me? I think with this. All right, can you hear me? Testing. Testing. That's so weird. Can you hear me? Someone throw out a comment quick. Okay. Yes. Let's just not touch anything anymore. All right. So, I don't know. What was I talking about? What did you all miss? I could try to re-talk about it. Let's see. Oh, you probably missed my whiplash discussion, my rant. All right. So, do you still have Valkyrie? Yes, I do. I have the Legendary Series Valkyrie, and it was in my last video, and I talked about a few of the problems, the faceplate problem, the standing problem, the fact that the right leg on my figure, the knee is upside down. Yeah, I talked about my last video. All right, so Jazzwords needs to put more figures out. Yes, they do. They need to put everybody out. Let's just, like, in 1 year, let's just put out 800 figures. I want them all. Let's get them all done, right? $10, $15 times 800. See if we can afford that. Do you know if Jazzwares is making a Prevalent toy? Well, first off, I don't know, but the closest you're going to get is the Taxi. The Taxi is based off that Prevalent. It's yellow, it has the Taxi on top. So I've actually been tempted to maybe get a second or a third Taxi, take off that Taxi sign, take off the Taxi-related stuff, see what the toy looks like, see if you could kind of convert it into a Prevalent. But I don't really know what's going on. I don't really know why they released the Taxi, except maybe that's a great way to have put Cabby out. And there's a future Taxi, some point in the future, that's going to have Dummy, which is weird. So I don't know, maybe they thought Prevalent wouldn't sell. I'll tell you what I think would be awesome is the IO Prevalent. I'm keeping watch and make sure I don't talk too long. But anyway, on no audio. But if they released an IO car with an IO guard, that would be really cool. We need the IO Prevalent. Jazzwares needs a, yes, they do. They were doing awesome for several years, but then they just went down. Who knows? For the drift figure you just showed, did the mask keep coming off? Because mine had that problem. Do you mean the mask or the faceplate? So, like, this guy right here, like, his faceplate pops off really easy. That's like a nightmare for you. You know, you're going to see that in your dreams tonight. I don't know if it keeps falling off. I don't think so. It seems like it clicks into place pretty well, and I move it around. Or are you talking about the hood? Well, actually, the hood doesn't really come off, does it? I don't think so. I'm not going to say it's a nice click. Oops. I just bumped my audio cord. Okay, quick. Someone tell me, can you hear me? Maybe I need to run audio or something over here in the background. Can you hear me before I go on? Anyway, what I was going to say was, it does pop off really easy, so it's not tight. But the Valkyrie, I'm going to be asking you all throughout this whole day, is my audio working now? So the problem is my cord here went into the microphone. I don't hear a click. So the way that they designed this cord, there's no click. So I think it might just kind of loosen just a little bit. So anyway, because this is why I'm going to keep asking. No audio again. Anyway, yes, there's audio. Yes, there's audio. Or yes, it's the drift mask. I don't really have Valkyrie. I have her since 2021, but she got lost. Yeah. Ew. So, yeah. Gig Gug says, I finally got my white flare, wow, yonder and drone that comes with him after like years of him being released. I kind of wish they just actually released him. I still think there is a strong possibility sometime in the future we will see the Equalizer drone and white flare yonder again. I think it's white flare. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's white flare. Might just be white yonder. I don't know. Uh-oh, I might have a delivery. The dog's going nuts. The dog is going nuts. Hey, it's Amazon out the window. What could that be? Hang on, gonna mute for just a moment. All right, it's probably going to be loud for a moment because Amazon is delivering. So anyway, yeah, I think there's a strong possibility that that will release again. I don't think we've seen the end of it. So let's catch up here. So anyway, can you start tearing down Jazzwares Fortnite vehicle toys? Like customizing them, tearing them down? Hang on just a second. But anyway, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Like just kind of tear them apart, show the parts of them. That'd be kind of cool. All right, faceplate. Yeah. Yes, the audio is still good. And yes, it is still good. That's funny. I'm wondering, am I the only one who misses the collector's guide? Oh, it was a good way to know. Are you talking about the collector's guide from like the first two series? That piece of paper that came in the action figures, that blue piece, that long piece that had all the figures and all the weapons, all the gliders, all the different pieces? Yeah, we like those. I heard though from someone in Jazzwares that it was a top level decision to stop making it. Whatever that means, I'm not sure why. Maybe it was just really expensive, but I don't know. They stopped making it. So that's why I started making my website, which, by the way, for anyone who knows I have a website, um, wonders what's going on with it, it got put on hold because I just got really, really busy. I'd really like to start adding to it again here in the future. But I just got really busy doing a lot of different things. But I still think about it like every day, and I want to, and that's kind of why I started it, was just to kind of help people know what's out there. Do you think henchman chests are worth it? If you are in the US and you watch Amazon sales, they are absolutely totally worth it because I have picked up a whole bunch of Grotto Henchmans for between $3 and $5 because you get the figure and you get a whole pile of accessories. And they don't usually, the single figures don't usually go on sale. So I would watch for a sale of less than $10. Sure, go for it. If you are an army builder or a troop builder, yeah, watch for those sales. That's pretty cool. Go check it out and show it to us. Uh-oh. It's been so long I've been talking. Go check what out and show it to you. Oh, Amazon. It wasn't for me. My Amazon stuff is going to show up tomorrow. The Yonder figure and drone still in box just randomly popped up on eBay and I snagged it immediately. I'm not letting it go. It's like once, as of right now, I totally get you. What'd you pay? $300 or $400? I think that's a couple that popped up. So yeah, truthfully, right now, if you see one, you got the money, you might want to get it. $300 or $400? I don't know, but I like Peely. He's cool. He is cool. What is your website called? It is the FortniteToyGuide.com. And actually, I could show it to you here really quick. Let me remove this screen here and let me share. Oop, thud. I'll just do a quick little, this is a little bit different than the topic I have set up for, but that's fine. Let me share screen. Let's find that and what's going on. So I'll kind of show you here real quick. Let's see, we'll add to stage. I'll put me in the bottom left corner. Anyway, so for anyone who didn't know, come on, go away there. Okay, for anyone who didn't know, I do have a website set up, FortniteToyGuide.com, and the original idea was to archive all the Jazzwares 4-inch action figures and put all the pictures of the figures and the accessories and everything. And this is kind of like the front page, just kind of a blog, as you can see. Bush Ranger was added April 12, 2022. It's been a long time since I've done anything with this. Just kind of got some new stuff going on. Let me flip over here. So there's some 2-inch action figures here. You can click on those. and this is kind of what you'll see. Let me hide that comment there. So I've got like a main picture. I've got how much it was originally, what the release date, the FNT number, which is like the item number, and just some information. I've got like the front and the back and the sides, just kind of some real close information, pictures. I have accessories up there, the packaging, what it looks like front and back. And then I have a link to the review that I did of that figure. And then I talk about the body construction. Is it all original? Does it share parts with other figures? Are there variations of that figure, version of that figure? And is that character in other scales? And then I have a little bit of information. Anyway, and so I have a bunch of that for the 2-inch stuff. I don't think Wave 2 is actually up. Well, maybe some of it is. Yeah, I guess Wave 2 is up there. And then I've got like a lot of stuff for the Jazzwares 4-inch stuff. Same thing. I can click on a character and kind of scroll down. You can click on a picture and it zooms in a little bit bigger. And a review connection. And then versions 1 and 2. There's some weird stuff I still have to work out here. And then I've got 2018, I've got 2019, the pictures. These do link. I don't know my own website. Some of these link, anything that loads up a picture like this does not have a page yet. And then for the 6-inch, Jazzwares 6-inch, right now I just have a list as complete as I possibly can get it. So if you're looking for a checklist, essentially this is all the Jazzwares 6-inch action figures right here. One day I hope to actually get all those pictures taken and throw them up. Then I have a Hasbro section, and I'm really behind on that, a year and a half. I've got all these. Anything that's down here in this upcoming doesn't have a page. So I've got all the pictures. I just need to take the time to sit down and actually load it up. I can click on random things and you can see there's like some beauty shots, so to speak, some really cool action shots, I think. But a thorough picture archive as best as I can of accessories, boxes, all sorts of stuff. And then if you are interested in McFarlane, I have a complete list of McFarlane action figures, Fortnite stuff. So it's kind of like a checklist as well. And then Nendroids, I started working on that section. And I've got some Nendroid from Good Smile Company loaded up here. A ton of pictures. And then Funko is mostly a list right now. These are the Funko Pops at the top. Okay, I had to check to make sure my audio was working. Then I've got other things. There's double packs. There's these vinyl figures. There's these pint-sized things. There's a lot of Funko checklist stuff over here. It's kind of nuts. And then I have a merchandise section, which will include board games. So I actually have like pictures of the Monopoly, the collector's edition. I have all the other Monopoly games. Calendars, if that's your thing, if you want to know about the Fortnite calendars. Comic books, I've got some comic book information. If you want to know about the Fortnite comic book, all the different covers, all the different releases. I've stopped at Zero War. I need to add the latest stuff. And then there's trading card information. Not extensive trading card information, but I've got some stuff like the stickers from, where? China? No. Japan? Korea? I don't remember at the moment. The Korokoro Inchi. I think I misspelled that. I think it should be Ichiban, not Inchi. But anyway, got pictures of the stickers up here. And yeah, so that's the website. So we'll pop this down and pop it off there. But anyway, so that's the website. I had to go through it real quick. 280, I feel like a pay. Oh, well, I mean, 280. Yeah, I mean that's better than 300 or 400. But you know what? If it never shows up again, you're going to enjoy that item. So no judgment here. It was a full thing in box. So yeah, I mean, if 280 was part of your shipping, then if you bought the thing at retail, it'd be like $100 anyway. So yeah, it's a very rare item at the moment. What does your wife think? I don't really discuss that too much because there's a lot of it. Yeah, she's fine with it for the most part. People keep chatting about Jesse V's new video release in the comments. I've missed it. Anyway, first time catching a stream. Oh, hello, Slorpa. Slorpa, I think is what we'll say. So, hi, how are you? And we've caught up with the comments. Cool. So, wow, we're already almost a half an hour into this thing. That's kind of crazy. 27 minutes. So, the thought that I had for now, we'll get to the topic at hand, right? So I'm going to remove this thing and no. We're going to remove stop screen, I guess, is the right way to go about doing it. So what do y'all think of Fortnite OG? I'm going to work on sharing another screen here. There we go. What do you think of Fortnite OG? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Were you an original Chapter 1 player? Did you start after Chapter 1 like I did? I started at Chapter 2, Season 1. Well, actually, technically not true. I did play a little bit of Season X, and I do mean a very little bit. I was there for the Black Hole. I had just gotten in there. I played for maybe a month, a few weeks before the Black Hole. But my computer wasn't good. My internet wasn't great. And so it was a very difficult thing. And I think I was playing at the time, I'm trying to remember back. I think I played in, oh shoot, what's that? The mode I don't ever play, Team Rumble. I think I played Team Rumble because I landed, I died. I landed, I died. It was really unfun. I would land, I died. I landed, I died over and over and over. And so I didn't play a lot then. And then when I heard that this event was happening, I kind of got in there and I was wanting to spend a little bit of time and I tried. I think I got to level 6 or 7, but man, that was difficult, at least for me. And so I really jumped in hard at Chapter 2, Season 1. That's when I bought my first Battle Pass. That's when I really started playing every day, and pretty much since then. And that was, 2020? Because I think the event was December or January, February, somewhere in there. I remember I played for a little bit, then I went on a few week vacation or trip for a few weeks during Christmas time of 2019. And then when I came back, then that's when I jumped in at that Chapter 2, and I can't remember. So anyway, that's kind of my backstory with it. And so being able to play this, it's kind of interesting and different. I've really gotten used to, I really liked Chapter 2. That's my OG map. And so when I think of stuff I really like, I kind of would love to have the Chapter 2 island back for me. So Jurassic Custom says, I'm enjoying it. And can I see Siona? I don't have her here with me. She's in a box in the other room. But so I don't have her here at the moment. I actually don't have any figures except for I got Drift. I brought him just because I missed him the other day. Thought you would hate it, but it's been pretty fun. And I'm back. I just checked the website. It's Nas full. Oh, the 4-inch figs, right? What is that? Not Z. Can you rephrase that? It doesn't have all the 4-inch action figures yet. I have pictures of everything. I just don't have it all uploaded and pages created. I played very early 2018. This is from Jurassic Customs on my dad's Switch. Then for Christmas 2019, I bought my own Switch, and that's when I got my first Battle Pass. So Chapter 2, yep. So it sounds pretty similar to me a little bit. And I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about Fortnite and before the action figures. I bought the action figures in 2018, December, when they first released. And because I thought they were really cool. I thought G.I. Joe collectors would like these 4-inch figures. They're a lot like G.I. Joe figures. And that's my introduction. In fact, if you watch my really early videos, I thought I did pretty good in reviewing them. And I was trying to pretend like I knew all this stuff. I'd do a lot of research. I read so many websites and tried to sound really good. But even I can go back and like, man, that guy has no idea what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything about that game. So, see, I wanted to write not... so it's not full of 4-inch. No, it doesn't have them all. It has up to, I think, some 2020s. So when will you upload the 4-inch figures to your website? As soon as I can. It's a lot of work to add these pages. I don't know. I might even have to find someone to help me because it's hundreds of figures. hundreds of figures, hundreds of images. It's actually thousands. Last I checked, I have over 30,000 pictures taken for the website. So it's a lot of information, a lot of content for that website. So anyway, I was like, I'm going to play, be all in on this. So I am trying my best to play a lot because I didn't play a lot in Chapter 1. And I don't know. I'm still thinking about this. Let's see. So let me, I'm going to add this to, there we go. So I don't know exactly how to just pull the map up, but so I pulled up the map just to kind of look at it here. And it's really interesting because there's places I recognize that I wouldn't have recognized without Chapter 2. Maybe Chapter 3. Like Pleasant Park, I know that in a very different way because it was in Chapter 2. And I look at it now and I think, man, that has been downgraded. It looks bad because I'm used to it looking Chapter 2-ish. And so, because this is my favorite place. This is where I land all the time, in this bottom right corner. That's like the place I love to land. And I recognize Tilted Towers only because it was from Chapter 3, not because I ever saw it in Chapter 1. And Greasy Grove, was that at the end of Chapter 2? No, that was Chapter 3, wasn't it? I think that popped into Chapter 3. It was there just before the Herald decided to chrome everything. And Retail Row I'm used to from Chapter 2, but there's some of these others. Paradise Palms, Fatal Fields, Lucky Landing, I have no connection. I have no familiarity with. So, see. Still waiting on that Bundles 4-inch. Yeah, a lot of us are. And then, oh my, yeah, there's a lot of images. Live gameplay? Not exactly. I tried a little bit, but my computer doesn't like streaming and playing at the moment. So, can you send me a friend request, please? You'll have to send me one. Send me one, and I approve them every few days or so, or every week or so. And Goat Turquoise White Hearts. I have to look over here at YouTube. Wow, I look over here at YouTube and I still have a cat. Look at that. That's funny. Okay, but I see exactly what you put up there. So anyway, how many of you follow the story? Like, do you play the game just because it's a fun game, or do you play it because you enjoy the story? I'm huge into the story. I love the story. I think it's a really fascinating story, and I think their story has been compacted. I think they could have stretched that story. They could have expanded their story just a little bit more. But, so Slorpa, you like the gameplay and the story. Cool. And Foxy, you love the story as well. How about this? Wait around at the end and maybe we can look at the locker at the end. I have way too much stuff. And you do it for both as well. I'm still kind of lost with it. Yeah, that makes sense. And what's your favorite 7 member? I'll have to think on that one. Might be the Origin. I'm not sure. I have to think. So it's kind of cool. They brought the story back in this season. It seemed like the story was kind of disjointed for the last chapter. But this season, it seems like we've come full circle back into the story. And this is an opinion from me. And I think, even though Donald Mustard has retired or has left, whatever exactly he's done from this game, from what I understand, a lot of people understand, they plan out these seasons like 2 years in advance. So if he just recently retired in the last few months, then we're still experiencing his story. And so years ago, he made a comment how like everything is connected. There's like a circular to the story or something to that effect. And he mentioned he liked the TV show on Netflix called Dark. And I don't know if any of you have seen it. I think it's got a kind of more mature rating. I don't remember. It's a higher rating. But if you've seen that story or seen that TV show, then what we're going through kind of makes a lot of sense with this whole time machine and how Jones has gone back to the past from the future, and how he's doing things and he's kind of becoming original again, so to speak. And I'm wondering if the whole story of Fortnite is a circular event to where we just started in one of the chapter one beginning, so to speak. Like chapter one isn't necessarily the beginning, but that's where they started the game, and that's what they named it, of course. Whether or not they meant it to at the time, but they've kind of gone back and redid that. But they finally got to the point where they go back to the beginning, and the idea is to further that story. They're going to change it this time because it sounds like they've been here before. They've come back multiple times from chapter 4 to chapter 1 to try to change something, and it hasn't worked, but maybe this time, because we're actually playing the game, it will. So I remember the live stream from chapter 2 season 5. It was in Team Rumble. I was also in your party during the game. Was that I kind of remember that. Was that the end of chapter 5? Let's see. That wasn't the Alien season, was it? We had Marvel season for season 4, and then season 5. Was that the Alien season? 5, 6, 7, 8. No, Alien season was later. Remind me which you're following the story. So everything is the loop. Well, yes and no. I mean, the loop is what the characters are caught in. That's that loop from the beginning of the battle to the end of battle, and they loop and they restart all that again. That was the bounty hunter season. That's right. That was the bounty hunter season. Not gonna join parties right now. Not while I'm on the stream. So, what was the finale event? I'm trying to remember, but I do remember that was the bounty hunter season. Now, had Menace and all sorts of stuff. Crossover season. There were so many crossovers. Yeah, that season 5 was crazy. Terminator, Predator, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, G.I. Joe, Halo, God of War. Yeah, there's so many of them. But it's almost dead. All right, bye. So, yeah, there was a lot of characters. But I'm thinking that we're entering into a new phase, and this is maybe this season to chapter 5 is where we're transitioning from the stories, maybe from his story to the new story. I don't know. So that's kind of interesting. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this story here so far? Like, do you have opinions? Do you have ideas? Interesting theory. I also wonder why the 7. Oh, yeah. I was going to mention them. Why they're absent, but So I think they're dead. I think they were chromed and out of existence, and I think it's what it is. It's as simple as that. I know we had Amy, who went back to try to find the scientist, but I think they're gone. And so the whole time machine is to kind of change things up. So I think at the end of this season, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, I don't think any of those things are ever going to exist. Everything that happened is going to be gone. So we'll be in a place where we don't know all the 7 characters anymore. Like, they could reintroduce the Visitor as we're ending the season, and then the Scientist pops up later in the season if he does. Paradigm might pop up, but I think they're resetting everything with this. Kind of lost myself in the story. I mean, chapter 3, season 4 was the Chrome, but what happened after that? Nothing really. I mean, the Chrome event ended, and it was like nothing, because if you read the comic book, Geno dissolved and was gone, and then the 7 took over the 0 point, but then quickly, actually just before the Chrome, Geno was gone, and then the 7 got chromed out. They got rid of all the main characters. They were all gone. And so chapter 4 kind of went, I think, backwards. It seems like it felt like it went backwards to maybe the beginning, and I'm wondering if chapter 4 was kind of more the beginning of the story that we just got introduced to later, because that was a young Geno who was starting the Imagined Order at that point. So it was kind of, the story kind of did go a little bit off, but then there wasn't a lot of story for chapter 4. So I don't know. But then the 7, I think, are going to be brought back based off of how the season OG concludes and this live event that we're going to have here in a couple weeks. So I guess I don't necessarily need to have this brought up. So anyway, any other thoughts on that story out there? Like, what do you think? What have you heard? I've heard a lot of things. I watch several different YouTube story people. So, but yeah, I think I actually always wanted to have an Amy character join the game. I thought that would have been cool. One of the disappointments of the story thus far, and I know they've been going for, is it 6 years now? 2017 to now? 6 years. I think they've I know that's a long time, especially for a video game, but I think they could have stretched some of that story out, stretched some of the seasons out. Like we're going to go back to my favorite season ever, and that is Chapter 2, Season 3. Sometimes I missay it, and I say Season 4, the Marvel season, but it's number 3. The water season, that's probably my most favorite Fortnite season ever. And I'm really disappointed that we didn't have... So at the end of Season 2 of Chapter 2, Midas was trying to break the storm. He brought out his device, and he had his things all over the place. He was going to try and destroy the loop, destroy the storm, destroy everything to free everybody. But it backfired, and it created a new storm in the form of the water. We had the wall of water. Wouldn't that have been really cool to have the wall of water as the storm for the entire season instead of 3 days? The last few days that we were in Season 2 of Chapter 2, we had the water. But as soon as Season 3 started, we were back in the storm, I think, if I remember right. Weren't we? And so, and maybe we had the water a little bit longer, but it was really short. And then every couple weeks throughout Season 3, the water, because everything was flooded. The whole world was flooded in Season 3 of Chapter 2. Every couple weeks, the water came down. And then about halfway through that season, they introduced the vehicles that we could drive, and that was really cool, and that was great. But I think it would have been awesome to have a storyline stretched over the entire season, that the entire island was flooded all season. Maybe some differences. I don't know. It seems like they really shortcut stuff. The ending of Chapter 3, Season 4, I think it was. That's the Chrome season, right? Chapter 3, Season 4. And that's when, the Herald came in, and then everything was chroming. That just ended a story really fast. It was all of a sudden, it took years to introduce us to the 7 characters. Years. We got Visitor back in Chapter 1, and then near the end of what did we get? We got the Scientist in Season X and the Paradigm in Season X. And actually, on a side note, wouldn't it be really cool if they brought Paradigm back at one of the last shops of the season, just because they're redoing it all, on a side note. But so throughout one whole chapter for a couple years, what was it, 3 years, 2017, 18, we got 7 characters. Then in one season we got 3 characters, and then they killed them off in the next season or 2. They showed up, they finished it up, and then boom, they're gone. It's just, parts of it feels very rushed. They could have still stretched that out just a little bit more, and people would have been happy. Sorry, let me catch up here. Did I see this? Kind of lost the story there. Only 6-7 members will come back, I guess. If you read the comics, you know why. That's true. One of them is gone. Although, we have the legend, Jonesy. So we could have the 7 again. Maybe the 7 will have different armor, and we get new versions of the 7 as skins. Maybe, I would like to be able to have the option of getting the Visitor, the Scientist. So let me rephrase it. Visitor and the Scientist. During the Chrome season, we got, was it this Chrome season? We got the Paradigm again? Or was it Chapter 4, Season 1? Around that time, we got another Paradigm, which was cool. But a lot of us still don't have the 7 collection. We're missing some of them. So if you missed the Visitor from Chapter 1, season, I don't remember what season he showed up in. Was it 3 or 4? And then the Scientist from Season X, and then the limited edition Paradigm. You didn't get the later Paradigm. You got incomplete sets, and it's kind of irritating. So it'd be cool if they did re-release the Visitor and the Scientist somehow. And no, Paradigm wasn't in the item shop. The first Paradigm was. The second Paradigm was Battle Pass. So I'd like to have new versions of those because they seem so important to the story to be locked. You kind of have to go out of your way to get into the story, and I wish that they made it more accessible. That's true. There's little bits of the story fed into the game. You walk around, you play the game, and you might find some sort of an audio clip here or there. And unless you have a live event, like we haven't had a live event for a while, it's kind of difficult to really get into that story. The live events every other season for a while, that was amazing. You really could get involved and really follow the story really well. Right now, with just all the audio clips, it's a little difficult unless you're really into it. I think they were setting up a return of Amy, so it'd be neat to get a skin of her. And yes, such a missed opportunity for the tsunami storm. Yeah, like it seemed like they were setting Amy up for something, but then she went back in the past looking for the scientist, and then just poof disappeared. Never heard from her again. When was that? Chapter 3, season 2 or 3? She just disappeared. Like maybe wouldn't it be cool if Amy just like popped up near the end of this season? Because while we went back, maybe she'll have finally we'll catch up to where she went. Because if she's looking for the scientist, which would be maybe season X, that's going to be the last week of this season. Maybe we go back to the very beginning of chapter 3, season 4, and we save the 7 and stop the Chrome. Well, I think we are further back. We're in chapter 1. I think the whole story is going to get... Okay, so I don't know. I want to be careful about the whole spoilers because I know what's going to happen at the end of the season. But I think before I knew what was going to happen in the last week, I already thought that they brought us here and we're going to change time. And so everything from the season chapter 2 on is not going to exist. So that means the chroming won't happen. The final or the last reality won't show up. The Cube Queen won't be around. The island won't flip. There won't be an island to have flipped. I think just a lot of stuff is just going to be wiped out of existence, and it won't. Here's a fascinating thought. If all that gets wiped out of existence, do the skins from all those seasons matter? All those characters, all the, say, the bounty hunters and all the collab skins that get added to your locker if you buy them or you get the battle pass, they will have never have happened. There's a thought. So where was I? Yeah, here we go. So if we get the OG paradigm back on the last day of the season, I will be super happy as well. That would be one of the neatest things that they could do, is just before that live event for the end, for the black hole, if they release the original paradigm as yet another limited edition. That would be really cool. Do you think the 7 died? Yeah, they did. As of right now in the storyline, they are dead. They were chromed out of existence back in when the Chrome hit. And the Chrome took over everything. What was it, the end of season 4 of chapter 3? Yeah, they're gone. As far as we know. Because there was no more information from them. Amy couldn't find them. Amy was trying to locate the scientist, but she couldn't. In all honesty, I think they should have concluded the story with the collision event as they resolved the IO and Last Reality arcs, though I see why they continued now for a reboot. Yeah, there's been a couple times where it seems like, let's finish the story and move on to something else. But I think they're kind of setting up for a reboot of some sort. Whether that's changing hands from Donald Mustard's story to the next guy's story, and now we're going to have a few years of someone else's recreated, new version. We'll have new islands. Everything won't exist from chapter 2 on, which I'm disappointed. I'd love to revisit the chapter 2 back, just personally. But I love Fortnite OG. I'll play when I get home. I'm trying to play what I can, but I'm going to be gone for a whole week, so I'm not going to be able to play a whole lot next week. I'm going to miss a lot. But, so my opinion is, because I said last week I would talk this week about it. So my opinion about Fortnite OG is I don't like it. It's a very unpopular opinion. The only reason I don't like it is because I didn't play it. I didn't really... Now, okay, I remember playing when the ice castle was there, when the snow biome. So maybe when we get to those later seasons, I'll enjoy it more. But I look at the map, and to me, it looks really flat. It doesn't look. The graphics are pulled back. I really loved Chapter 4. I loved the graphics. I loved the big buildings. I love the Citadel. I was really irritated when they got rid of the Citadel. I loved the Citadel. I just thought visually it was really cool. It seemed like the maps were so much, or the island was so much bigger, and there's height to it. Those mountains were really fun to climb and jump off. And so, from me, who's never played Chapter 1 and going back, it's like had I started with the Super Nintendo and then I went back, or I'd never played Nintendo Entertainment 8-bit. I'd started with 16-bit and I went back to the 8-bit, and I'd be like, man, the graphics stink. This isn't fun. I like these graphics. I'm someone who, I'm not huge into the nostalgia thing. I don't need to get something, to remember something. Like, I like going forward. I'm not someone who wants to buy things that I had when I was a kid, or because, identical things, or do things a certain way. I like going forward. I like experiencing the new stuff and seeing all the new exciting stuff that pops up. And so I'm enjoying playing it. It's a very fun and different experience, but overall, I'll be fine when we move on, because the rivers are flat. Like, it makes me think Minecraft, kind of like old Minecraft. You land and you walk along a river and it's just like a flat water. And then you walk through the water. It's like 1 pixel or 2 pixels deep. It's like they got nothing there. Some of the shading, oh man, some of that shading. And I get it. I'm happy for everyone who has missed Chapter 1, who's been excited. And I think they did bring Chapter 1 back for everyone who has missed it. Just to, there's been so many people saying, bring back Chapter 1. We want to do Chapter 1 again. This is an opportunity, and I'm glad for those people. I'm happy that everyone's getting to do it. I'd be ecstatic if they brought Chapter 2 back. That would be my thing. So, that's just my little discussion about it. Jurassic Customs, you are almost level 90. Wow, I'm only level 20. I've been trying my best to level up as quick as I can. Valid. If you don't have that experience, you'll think it's very bare bones. Exactly. It's very bare bones to me. But I'm enjoying the time I'm having with it, I'll say. Compared to everything new added over the years. Exactly. Yeah. So, Earth. Hello, friend. Hello, Earth. From Earth. So yeah, that's just my kind of opinion on it. It's interesting. I love landing at Pleasant Park. I like the house that I land in, but some of these other places I go to, and I don't know. It's interesting, but the graphics are kind of pulled back. We've got an interesting mix of Chapter 1 graphics and Chapter 4 graphics. It's kind of interesting. And so, yeah. Oh, a good question. Last stream you said you will talk about the prisoner figure later, so can you talk about him now? Is he released? I'm not going to talk about him now. I'm trying to prepare and put together something that will fit that figure in with a good video. So I don't know if I'll talk about him on live stream, or if I'm just going to make a video that he will be a part of. So anyway, I am wrapping things up. Somebody asked if someone wanted to see my locker. Is that a thing? Showing off lockers? Is that a thing? So you just want to see the skins or what? Because I got about 3 to 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, I want to try and do this every week. We'll see how well next week goes. Like I said, I'm going to be gone for the next week, so I'll still try to pop on, even if I'm not prepared, even if it's just a chit-chat. So let me know who wanted to see locker stuff. Or if you have questions, we can talk about some other stuff for a few more minutes as well. So, yep, the skins. Oh, you want to see the skins? Okay, I'm not going to remove that. That's the wrong thing. So here's the locker. This is who I'm currently, if anyone follows me on Twitter or X, whatever it's called, I've said I was running Tomato Head. Well, actually I've been running Autumn Queen the last few days, so. That was you, Foxycraft. Yeah, I want to start trying to play with some people again here in the future, but probably not live stream, just because I don't know what my computer has been downgrading itself, so to speak. So trying to do live stream. I've noticed if you watch here, I'm going to rotate her. If you notice, it's a little jerky just on this screen. So trying to actually run the game and live stream at the same time is going to be just a little bit more of a problem. What's your favorite emote? Ooh, favorite emote. Well, this is the one that I usually use at the end of a round just because it's there. But my favorite emote, that's a really, really good question. I'm trying to think of what jumps off the top of my, I had OG up here. Let's get rid of that. This Catwoman one is really pretty good. I like this one a lot. Oh, I hope it's not playing audio because of copyright stuff. Is it? No audio? Okay. I like the Mr. Beast money one too. That's a pretty good one. So, will they ever do Icon Fortnite? Rephrase that for me. Will they ever do You mean like action figures? If you're asking about action figures, that's kind of a weird thing to look at right now. If you're asking about the action figures, very strong possibility you won't ever see an Icon series action figure. So you'll have to kind of watch for other people who make them. So like Spin Masters is making DC figures. So if you want one of the DC like Black Adam or Batman, grab one of those and bring that into your collection. NECA makes a nice RoboCop if you want a RoboCop. So watch for other companies and just kind of add them in. What kind of skins do you have? I meant, will they ever do fight? Okay, so I answered your question there. So, you want the skins? I thought you just wanted the emotes. I'm kidding. I've got so much. It's not even funny how much stuff I have here. Yeah, like, can I like scoot me to another side? Probably not. Let's see. I can't put my face somewhere else. Anyway, I'll just kind of scroll through and you can see I have a lot of skins. I buy a lot so that I can use them in videos if I need to. And so if there's a figure, if there's any figures released, I buy the skin for if I'm able to. And any figures that I find out are going to be released or hear will be released, then I'll get that skin. I don't have any Battle Pass skins from Chapter 1 at all. Kind of disappointed. I'm really wishing I would have at least bought the Season X one. Who was in Season X? Who was the... Let me know who was the level 1. It seems like I wanted that one. Was it Yonder? I don't remember. So, yeah, just kind of scrolling through. I mean, I could scroll through a long time there. And I'm not even halfway through. There's a lot. Let's see. Do you watch Naruto? I did for a while. I haven't for a while. I think I got about halfway through season 1 and then I got distracted doing other stuff. I'll pop that question up. That's where it came from. And then let's see. Anthony, I wonder if they would do an agent room with Kato and Thorn. I'm fascinated with the character and especially his design, so he must be... Yeah. I don't think they're doing agent rooms anymore. I think that line is done. So it'd be really cool is a time machine playset with Kato Thorn. That would be cool. So, X-Lord and Catalyst were season 1. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Catalyst would have been a great one. I would have liked that one. Did you watch... Let's see here. Boom. Did you watch the episode where they tried to see Kakashi's face? I don't know. Like I said, halfway through season 1, I think. All right, let's talk about this for a second. I really want them to make Lego Fortnite skin. So there's been a rumor, and I'm just going to keep scrolling while I talk. So there's been a rumor that we're getting Lego in-game, but there's also a rumor that we're getting Fortnite in Lego form, which would be really cool. We should talk about that in the future. I could actually make a video or a live stream about that. So I think Lego is coming somehow, some way, in some form, but I don't know what. There is an Epic and Lego connection. They have made a business connection, so... What if, during the end season event, Jonesy resets a timeline using the 0 point and goes to find the 7 through different worlds? It's a possibility. I pretty sure you're spot on with the resetting the timeline, because I think everything's getting reset. Actually, it would be really fun if Epic wanted to prank everybody, and that is if they reset that timeline and everything from Chapter 2 Season 1 forward doesn't exist, then for like a day or two, Epic like removes all skins from Chapter 2 forward, and people log in like, wait, what just happened? That would be a really fun prank. I'm sure a lot of people would be upset, like, where's my locker? But I think that'd be funny. They need to plan that for April Fools. See how many people they make upset. No, why did they stop the agent room lineup? I wanted Sky and T. They just stopped the agent room because what Jazzwares does. Oh, whoa, up close. What Jazzwares does is they release a certain type of set for a while and then they move on to something else, either because it doesn't sell well or maybe they've run its time out. And so the agent rooms, we had what, 3 of them? We had a Peely, we had a Brutus, and Meowscles. We had 3 agent rooms, so I think that one ran its course. So we still need Sky and TNT. It doesn't matter agent room or not, we still need them, because for some reason they released Jules with TNTina's glider. Why not put TNTina with her? I think that would have been a far better one. I don't know. So, yeah. Lego Fortnite. I'll be down for that. Wait, you'll be down for a game with Lego in Fortnite, or you'll be down for Lego making Fortnite sets, or both? Let's see. Or maybe Jonesy is trying to extract Singularity. Okay, here's now you brought up something interesting. We know Donald Mustard said Singularity will soon return and have an important role. Well, oh, look at that. I'm at the top. So there, for anyone watching, that was the locker. Way too many. 960. Way too many. Don't try to repeat that. So they said a while back, in a long time, people thought Paradigm and Singularity were one and the same. The same pose and the kind of the same look, and that maybe Singularity was who the Paradigm was, not part of the 7. And then later, recently, Donald Mustard said, well, no, just kidding. Singularity and Paradigm are not one and the same. What if he said that as like a teaser, that by going back to Chapter 1 and resetting things, resetting the time, the story, and everything, maybe Singularity doesn't become the Paradigm. And so what he said at the time was completely accurate. But maybe Singularity and the Paradigm were, in fact, the same person up until now. But now they won't be. Just a thought. Kind of be cool if we get a new Singularity. I didn't get her from one of those battle passes of Chapter 1. I wouldn't mind having her in my locker. I'm back. What happened? Oh, you missed it. Everything. Megumi. It's all done. I showed the locker off. I don't know. Hey, just popped in. Thanks for the cube, Queen. Yep, you're welcome. Let's see. Or maybe it's how the Paradigm comes back. Paradigm was believed to have sacrificed herself, but maybe the extraction is for Singularity. It's possible. Well, but Paradigm was like unconscious or asleep or dead or something up on the ice moon for a while. But then didn't they revive her? Didn't they like turn on life support and she was like ready to go again? Or I don't know. Or maybe we always had Paradigm from another alternate timeline and the original one never came back. I was a little confused about the Paradigm in that event. That was a little bit, I don't know. The Wolfpack Toy Review. Look at those wolves. Hello. And OG Fortnite is back. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. It's just, I wouldn't want to stay in OG Chapter 1 world for a couple years. It's fun for now. Are they going to make Jonesy go to other Fortnite universes? I don't know. It does kind of sound like that. It sounds like he's not allowed to go back to the Chapter 4 world. So he's either going to have an ending, I will say it that way, or he's going to go off into various multiple alternate realities or timelines or whatever and continue his thing. But remember, we had a lot of Jonesy skins early on, a lot of different variations. Maybe those are all his time traveling or alternate reality adventures where he becomes all these different characters. Did you see the leaked Chapter 5 map? Yes, I did. And if you did, what do you think of it? I don't know, it's interesting. It looks interesting. That's about all I'll say. It looks interesting. I heard someone say they thought it looked like a variation of a chapter 2 map. I don't think it looks like that. But I as much as I'd like for them to kind of redo chapter 2 and forget chapter 3 or whatever, I want them to keep going in a new direction, a new story. And new maps are fun. But I'd like to have the opportunity for my chapter 2 to show back up at some point. Where did I land a lot on chapter 2? I'm trying to remember. I think it was Pleasant Park. As much as I could, I think it was always a Pleasant Park chapter 2. Both will be great. Like, yeah, it's Lego and Fortnite, and I do like both. Yeah. I'd love to have. I will review Lego Fortnite sets if they release, and the rumor is we're getting Lego Fortnite next year. So I will become a partial Lego channel at that point. Are there other Fortnite universe? Yes and no. So it depends on how well you know the story. So all these characters come from their own worlds. The Fortnite world is supposed to be reality 0, if I remember correctly. It is like the central point of everything, and all realities come to it. And so they bring all these characters from their worlds. Like there's food worlds, there's animal worlds, there's Star Wars world, there's Marvel world, there's all these worlds and universes, and they all get brought to here to participate in the battle royale. Once they come, and if they escape the loop somehow, then they stay behind in what's called a snapshot form. And so, like, that's why they don't talk. If you've read the comic book, nobody talks technically, and the NPCs that are roaming around, I believe, are supposed to be the actual characters, not snapshots. So yeah, there's all these alternate worlds, so you could say there's Fortnite universes all over, because Epic and Donald essentially made everything you've ever heard of in media essentially part of the Fortnite world. Anything and everything can be part of it. Ghostbusters show up, Predator shows up, Terminator shows up. I mean, characters, Marvel and DC land in there. Indiana Jones, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, just about anything could someday be part of Fortnite if they just go to the correct world. Like, Naruto, My Hero Academia, all these things are part of Fortnite, essentially. Even if they didn't mean to be part of Fortnite, they didn't mean for it to happen. I mean, characters from books show up, characters from video games show up. So, it's pretty cool. Are they making a Fortnite movie? Haven't heard of anything, but you know what? They are missing. And they may have missed that opportunity. I don't know. Maybe not. If they would have had a movie probably ready to go for this season, they probably would have made so much money. Just saying. They have needed to make a movie or a TV show or something for a while now. They are missing a huge, massive media and entertainment side of this company. At least in my opinion. I mean, Fortnite is huge. Let's make an amusement. Why not make an amusement park that is... Oh, I'm already over 11 minutes. Check that out. But why not create, like, say, Chapter 1 or Chapter 2 map as an amusement park with these places, with different rides? Think about grind rails. Think of the baller. All these different things that you could do in a Fortnite amusement park. I've been thinking amusement park for a year or two now. That would be fun. Chapter 5 will bring back grind rails as well as the Cherry Blossoms area with the new futuristic area. Could it be remnants of Mega City? Could be. I don't know. Cherry Blossoms. Haven't we had that before? I remember in Chapter 3, we had a time where old POIs would show up and then they rotated. And one of them was a Cherry Blossom one, I thought. So maybe it's part of that. I don't know. I'm not a huge Mega City fan, but whatever. It works. It's a good POI. The soft reset of the timeline will be a good yet bad decision. They built on factions such as the 7, IO, The Last Reality. And they're not really throwing it all away. They're just redoing it. The Last Reality still exists. Just at this point, The Last Reality doesn't have a direct connection to the story. The 7 still exist. They're still out there somewhere. They're in their own various worlds because from what I understand, each 7 is from a different world. So they're still out there. The IO, they're still out there. I thought the IO are the ones running the island. So if they're the ones running the island, that means Geno, is still behind the scenes of Chapter 1 right now, the OG season. He's still there. His Imagined Order's still there. their presence are not as known. So I think we're going to get an alternate version of all of these things because we need spaceships back. Because what's your opinion on steamy stacks? Steamy stacks. What's that, chapter 2, right? That's not chapter 1, right? Right? Quest. Where's the map? Yeah, steamy stacks. That was up in this the north east of chapter 2. It was fine. I landed there. The best part was going into their stacks and getting blown out. That was the best thing. I think Jones will change the timeline, meaning he will erase our current one with Sloan and Kato. I think so. I think it's all going to get erased and it's all going to start over. I think Sloan will still exist, potentially because she did exist technically in season 1. We just didn't know who she was, or chapter 1. We didn't know who she was. And Kato, I mean, he's still alive and around and out there, but they may be just like different alternate versions of themselves. Oh, I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Which squad pack is the best of 4-inch? I like the Molten one. That's a pretty good one. Some of the early ones are good, but they got some issues. You got to heat those figures up. So, anyway, I like the Molten one. I think that's a pretty good one. I'm trying to think. The wild card set, that's a good one if you like the wild cards. Wild cards is a good one. It appears to me that the Jazzers Vault listings you showed last time are simply just test listings for site integration, but to integrate crowdfunding specific, I don't know. No, they're testing their Vault. That's all it is. They're just testing the Vault website. They're going to launch it. We thought November 1st. It's going to be later. Maybe it's January 1st. Maybe they're waiting until 2024. But they'll pop up with something. We might see the Chapter 4 Present Island for a bit. It's possible, yeah. It's because Sloan is going to be involved. So she's currently on the Chapter 4 map. So Chapter 4 still exists. She's talking from Chapter 4 to Jones, who's in Chapter 1. It'd be fun to see him walking around Chapter 1, but whatever. I get what they're going at. They're trying to stick with the Chapter 1, how they did Chapter 1. They didn't have NPCs back then. And they just kind of moved things around the island each week. And so, or each update or something. But yeah, I think there's a chance we'll see maybe Chapter 4 island dissolve into nothingness after Jones changes things. There's a leak that there will be a scene that you guys are definitely not expecting during the event. Not telling you, that's fine. But it's something you will be shocked at. I know what I would be shocked. This is what I'll be shocked at. I would be shocked if nothing changes, if their mission fails again. That's what I'd be shocked, because I think we're experiencing this because they're going to change it. I would be shocked if nothing changes. Actually, there's something I think might happen that I'm not going to talk about. And you all can watch videos, but I think there is something that's going to happen that would be kind of sad for a lot of people. A Fortnite movie that would sound pretty cool. The Five Nights at Freddy's movie just came out, and that went well, so I liked that movie. That was really good. I thought it could have been a little scarier based off of the video game source material, but it was a pretty good movie. I liked that. So I think, okay, so going sideways for a second. The sideways, that's what I forgot. That's what I was thinking about last week, that the sideways. Anyway, that's the part of the game I messed up on. So going back to how they bring all these characters in, you've got the food people, the animal people, the Star Wars, the Marvel, everyone has their own world. Fortnite or Epic could create Fortnite-based movies around all their characters. It wouldn't have to be a battle royale game. It wouldn't have to necessarily be a Fortnite storyline game. You could have a Fortnite movie based in, Tomato Head versus Beef Boss. You could have a Meow Souls movie. You could have movies and TV shows and animated series and Netflix series and all sorts of things based on all their different characters or their sets of characters, their own unique storylines, like what their life was like before they were sucked into Fortnite. Just a thought. Have you ever thought of mega video game collabs with Fortnite like Roblox? I don't know. Isn't Fortnite kind of doing mega video game collabs right now? They bring everybody in to Fortnite. And have you heard the potential of Cars characters coming into Fortnite? That's kind of interesting. Their whole Fortnite racing mode that they're going to be doing, and the fact that you can import your Rocket League vehicles into Fortnite potentially in the future, and with the Cars characters that are in Rocket League, you could potentially bring in Cars characters. I don't know. Fortnite is just like mega collab just in its name. We'll see. Actually, we'll see how much collab happens in the future. That seemed like a Donald Mustard thing. Like he really wanted to bring in characters. So we'll see about the new guy and his storytelling, and we'll see if we get collabs and stuff in the future, or as many. I'm so happy seeing you play Fortnite, but I'm not playing. No, I'm kidding. I've got the game up. Jasper, hi Jasper. How are you? Imagine if Sloane sacrifices herself, resets the timeline, letting Jonesy live because he's an OG. I don't know. She died once and was saved. I don't know. You think Sloane would sacrifice herself? I don't think Sloane's ever going to be that nice. Sloane is out for Sloane. I don't know. Don't tell me Jones dies. Please don't. I'm not saying anything. Heads up, Jones does not die. I can tell you that for sure based on leaks. Oh, so you know 100% that doesn't happen? Okay, cool. There you go, Jurassic Customs. Bat just told you. Doesn't happen. Anyone here remember watching The Wiggles? No. Never watched Wiggles. Who remembers Arthur? I know of Arthur. Hey, we need Arthur in Fortnite. That's like totally opposite. Fortnite is making a collab with Lego. Yes, they are. And we are hoping for either Lego characters in-game, or wouldn't it be cool to even have like everything, like a Lego version of the Fortnite Battle Royale. So like you have a Lego island and everything is made of Lego, kind of like their Lego games. Wouldn't that be kind of fun for like a 1 or 2 month season? Just like everything is Lego version. That would actually be neat. But I also want Lego sets. That would be neat. I remember it, but I never watched it. You do. Oh, you're just saying you remember stuff. Okay. Who remembers the Grim Adventures of... I don't know. Who was the Grim Adventures of? I already forgot. Wasn't like the dog? The Grim Adventures of the dog? Not the dog, but the character was a dog. Someone's dying soon. I have a feeling it's Sloane. Do you think she'll actually die and not come back this time? Or do you think she'll be revived again? I don't know. I'm pretty confident that this is really the ending of the Donald Mustard story. So I think whatever happens in this event is going to be a pretty big deal for the storyline. And I think it's going to actually provide two things. An actual ending for those, think of Marvel Avengers Endgame. It provided an ending, but they were still able to continue on. So I think this will provide an ending for people who have followed it for 6 years. But it's also going to allow for a jump off to continue into a new story. So, Lake for Stage 5 of the island is insane. The cube will begin to absorb the 0 point. Yeah, I've been paying attention to all the leaks. But there's a few other leaks that you haven't mentioned. I have the Spider-Man game. Cool, I don't. Is the storyline ending? Okay, so like I just said, I think the end event is going to allow for the Donald Mustard story to come to an end, but also allow a continuation into Chapter 5. Because they're not going to end the game. They would be silly and stupid to actually end and quit making the game, because they're making a lot of money. And if they do that, they've lost their number one moneymaker, because Epic Games needs Fortnite to continue making money. I think that may be a reason we have the OG season. They knew a lot of people would come back. They need that money to develop their Epic Games store, and to, well, for one thing, pay off a lot of lawsuits, some that they've lost, but they really need this cash flow. They need this game. This is the number one thing that brings them money. So they need this to continue on. So, but I think they're allowing the ending of a story and the beginning of a new one. Hope our lockers don't get erased. I have too much. Oh, they will not erase the lockers. I think for fun, they should remove everything from Chapter 2 on at some point just to troll people. But they can't, I don't think they would have so many more lawsuits if they remove lockers. Some people have so much money into them. Michael Myers is making a new movie next year. He's making the movie? Or is that the character from Halloween who's getting a new movie? Because I think there's a movie maker named Michael Myers. Can clarify. Dear Fortnite, please sing Somewhere Only We Know. That's funny. It should be a new song in game, right? All right, so I'm about 20 minutes over, and it's been a lot of fun chit-chatting and talking about stuff. But I got to get going. Thank you all for stopping by, and I will be back next week after a week of being out of town. And so maybe it'll be another chit chat. I don't know if I'll actually have anything prepared or not. But anyway, I got to get out of here. So thank you all for stopping by. I will see you later. Oh, real quick. Now that half of you have left, is there a making a Fortnite movie? No plans as far as I know. No leaks, no information. But I hope so. I hope they make a whole bunch of them. Man, why do you keep asking, talking here? I want to keep talking. I want to see the last real. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun to actually leave the island and maybe go somewhere else? I mean, I know here I said I was leaving, and now I'm talking. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if they left the island for a whole season and maybe they were somewhere else? Why not be in someone else's world temporarily or something? That'd be cool. So anyway, yep, bye. Thanks for the chat. Yep, I got to get out of here. If you leave comments on the video afterwards, then I will try my best to respond. I get really busy, so it's getting harder to leave comments. So anyway, I'm ending now. Thank you. Bye.